It's a me! Hello, my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome to my latest movie review. And I know a lot of you have been waiting to hear my thoughts on this one. So, this is my review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie by Illumination Entertainment, not the other Mario film. Directed by Horvath, Michael Jelenic, and Pierre, Leduc. And starring Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, and Charlie Day. So, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, I made it no secret the fact that I was not looking forward to this movie. So, patience is a virtue, and good things come to those who wait, on all those lovely sayings. So, shortly you'll be able to hear what I really think about it. The story of Super Mario Bros. On their journey through the Mushroom Kingdom. Basically, Bowser has come into the Mushroom Kingdom to rule, and he wants to marry Princess Peach. Meanwhile, Mario is trying to rescue his brother, Luigi. They are down on their luck plumbers, and they're trying to establish themselves as a new business. And, yeah, that's kind of it. If you know the Mario games, you probably can work out the plot yourself. So, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, I thought this movie was going to be absolute crap. And to my surprise, it wasn't crap. It was actually... it was alright. But that's what I can say about most films made by Illumination. They are just alright. You know, nothing really stands out about them. They are pretty bland movies. They work for the target audience that they're made for, which is young kids, but there's virtually any effort put into them. And that's kind of how I feel about this. Don't get me wrong, there are some nods to the games, and it's kind of nice to see how the animation has really brought the world to life. And I think the world design and world building is fantastic. It looks the business. But to me, the story is paper thin. The story I couldn't care about. I just found it very hard to invest in this film emotionally, despite the fact that they tried to have a solid emotional bond with the brothers. But for me, the problem with this film is that it just doesn't stand out to me. It's a very by-the-numbers story. Like, Bowser is a very one-dimensional villain. He just wants to rule the world and have his, have everything he wants and have the woman he loves to be his wife. That's it. Mario is a very cliched character in this film. He's just the outsider who doesn't fit in, and much like his brother, really. And actually, Luigi is barely in this film. He doesn't get to do anything, really, not until the beginning and the end. He's for most of the film he's captured, so don't expect much out of Luigi, which is a real shame. Don't get me wrong, there are great action sequences, great set pieces, like when Donkey Kong and Mario have their fight. That's kind of fun, and the Rainbow Road scene is easily the best scene in the film. That's an amazing little chase scene. So like I said, great nods to the game, and it's definitely a homage to the game, but much like most video game adaptations, I just sit there and I think, why don't I just play this? Why don't I just go home and play the game? Because the movie just was so boring. It just offered nothing to me. I'm not a die-hard Mario fan. I've played a bit of Mario. I played the Game Boy Advance one, which was quite fun. That was my sort of childhood memory of it. And Mario Kart, DS, and on Wii. So I played a couple of the Mario games. They are pretty fun, to be honest. I will say that. Again, it's bright, it's colourful, it's harmless, and it will please the kids that it's aimed for. But ultimately, I just found the script to be very bland, and I just think Illumination need to up their game in terms of storytelling. Look at the likes of Pixar, who deliver us some really mature and interesting concepts. This just panders to its audience. Again, it's not terrible. Like, there are parts which are good, and I do think the cast are pretty good. The standouts being Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. Great casting. I thought she was great. Her American accent was perfect, and she really just embodied this new version of the character, and I kind of like the fact that they made her more of a badass. It works, it works for what this film is, and obviously this day and age, you can't just write characters to be damsels in distress. It doesn't work. You do have to give them some attributes that make them strong and not just weak. So I like that. Jack Black as Bowser, he is a good Bowser, and I think his voice works. I just feel like the writing of the character's a bit poor, really. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, fine, I guess. Chris Pratt as Mario, I must admit though, I do feel like he was a bit of a miscast. I I don't know what was going on with the accents. I don't know if they're supposed to be from Brooklyn, but it was weird just hearing him talk with a Brooklyn accent, and not a very good one at that. I just felt like the emotion was forced from his voice. Like, whenever there was a scene with the brothers, because of how fake the accents sounded, the emotion just was lost for me. I didn't feel like the brothers were... I didn't feel like there was a strong bond between the brothers, and it all just felt very generic to me. We'll be okay if we stick together, you know, that kind of thing. It was like, okay, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but I just thought like Chris Pratt was not the right person for this role. That was just me. And as for Luigi, Charlie Day plays Luigi, but he gets barely anything to do, so it's hardly worth mentioning him, to be perfectly honest. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, he's not bad, actually. I quite like Seth Rogen in this film. But he is just playing Seth Rogen. That's what he always does. But the scenes when Donkey Kong comes in, there's definitely more energy. There's that. I do appreciate, though, that this movie is 90 minutes. It doesn't feel the need to be longer, and it doesn't feel the need to indulge. It just gets on with it, which is good. It moves at a good pace. And there are certain sections which do homage the game in terms of, the camera angles, or the virtual camera angles, I should say. But I won't spoil that for you. To me, Super Mario Brothers, while it is a bit better than I thought it was going to be, it was just very mediocre. Like, the story was so generic. It's like, we've got to take down this villain who wants to rule the world, and it's by the numbers. I know that the Mario games don't necessarily rely on plot, they don't have a lot of plot. But to me, this is a film, this is an adaptation, and you have to really give it some substance. And for me, there was no substance. It was just meh. It was alright. That was all I could say. Because the story lacks any soul, lacks any emotional investment, despite their attempts at sentimentality. Again, it's a harmless romp that will please kids. If you like the Mario games, you might enjoy this. But, so yeah, I mean, it's not the worst Illumination film. It's probably one of the more enjoyable ones, but all the Illumination films for me are on a similar level, and most of them have the same rating for me. So, yeah, you know what's coming. So, the Super Mario movie, I'm going to give this a mediocre score of 5 out of 10. I didn't care for this movie whatsoever. I wasn't looking forward to it going in, and I certainly feel no different about it coming out. Only that I thought it was slightly better than I thought it was going to be. And that's it. So anyway, that's just my opinion. What do you think of this film? Please comment down below, let me know. And please hit the like and subscribe button for more content to come in the future. And until next time, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.